Doing well. You're watching the Millcast. I'm Amanda.
I'm Peggy, and I think it's number 43.
Yep. Monday, September 4th.
It's Labor Day.
And here we are.
Yeah, we're taping a little on the early side. We usually tape about an hour later, which is why I just came from rowing.
Okay.
And
like the exercise.
Yeah. And it's good, but it's a hell of a workout, so I'm sort of a little bit of... Yeah.
We'll be okay.
Yes, absolutely. You have a good weekend?
I did. I'm exhausted. We did a lot of activities this weekend. It was a big weekend, as they say. We went and hiked up Mount Ascutney with Jillian, who actually does some work at the mill here on Saturday. And then yesterday, I went for a little bike ride with Maeve on my e-bike, which is the first time I've done that in a little while.
Yeah, you haven't really had the weather for it.
No, it was gorgeous. So we went for like a little ride, and then we went to the New World Festival in Randolph. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's we've gone this is maybe our 4th year in a row going. It's like Celtic, Quebec music. So like a lot of fiddle, a lot of accordion. It's very fun.
In Randolph.
Stuff. In Randolph, so they sort of closed down the main drag in Randolph, Vermont.
So it's right there, okay.
And it's between the Chandler Center, and then they've got 2 tents, so it's actually really great for families, because, Maeve can only stand being in an auditorium for so long.
Right,
but then the tents, and they've got, like, face painting, and,
perfect.
she got to make this little crown, but the best was... So in the auditorium, she was up and down the aisle, and Cody, bless his heart, was chasing after her, but... She found this other little girl who happened to be one of the performers' kids there with their dad, and the 2 of them were just like at the little like steps up to the stage like this, adorable. Watching the girl's mom dance, and Maeve was sharing this little crown I had made her, and it was so cute.
Very good.
Very nice. So how about you? How was your weekend?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
We went over on Friday to Saratoga, where my brother lives, and we kind of did a family. My siblings and all, we had a terrific time. The weather was perfect. My brother's home is, just crazy lovely. Yeah. Swimming pool. I don't like to go swimming, but I got, a little wet. But great time to hang with family and catch up. And we got back yesterday afternoon.
Nice.
And it was terrific. It was really great.
Awesome.
Yeah. But you had an open house.
Yeah.
You manned the open house?
Yeah, me and Cody and Liz were here for the open house, and it was good. It was, we got a lot of folks coming in, still some people buying Torkel knit-along kits. That was great. We had this one woman come in. I'll show a picture. She brought in her pressed flower shawl, and she stopped me after the tour, and she said, I had a story for you, and she told me how she knit it. She loved the yarn. It looked gorgeous. And then she brought it out to visit her mother, and she took this picture of her mom wearing it. And it's such a great picture. And then she said, this was the last photo I have of my mom. And it was such a moment. And she told that to Cody and Liz too. I mean, she had passed away, old age and all that, and dementia. But she was just saying, this is such a great photo of her. Wow. She looks so happy in it. And she got to see this thing that her daughter had knit, and so it was just such a touching story that she wanted to share with us. But so that was the highlight, I think. And then we had a lot of folks interested in the equipment as usual. And,
excellent. Who did the tour?
Me, of course.
Excellent.
Cody afterward was like, I could do some tours. I was like, I wish I would have known that, because everyone probably knows this. I do okay at tours, but I get exhausted by them. So I did 2. We had like one sort of at the beginning and one sort of halfway through.
Great.
Big, pretty good groups for both of those.
Nice.
So, it was good. Peg's usually our tour guide, so.
I get a kick out of it. I don't mind it. Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah, it was good. But we're not going to do an open house in the month of October because
we have too much on our plate.
So much going on. That weekend that we would have done it is like the weekend after Sheep and Wool Festival, Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival. So we just figured between Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival being just up the road in Tunbridge, and then a few weeks later we've got New York Sheep and Wool Festival,
aka Rhinebeck. Yeah.
We figured we'll see you at a festival.
Yeah. Come find us at a festival, huh?
Yeah, that's even better than an open house. It's so fun.
Yeah, we've got a crazy fall coming at us.
Yeah.
So more on that in a moment. But the mill has been cranking.
Yeah, we had a big week last week, sort of pushing through a custom processing order for one of our one of our favorite
customers.
And so it was fun. Every day we were spinning something different.
Yeah.
Sometimes switching.
Morning and afternoon. Yeah. We had the mill cranking.
Lots of Shetland, a little bit of Romney, and
right.
Yeah.
She has beautiful Shetland.
Yeah.
But it's really fun when you're spinning really great fiber.
Yeah.
It just it's a treat.
It is such a treat.
It's clean, spun up beautifully. Yeah, and now we're doing a little bit of our mill blend, which is over time there's scraps.
About like this much per job, I'd say. A little fluff this size, sometimes smaller.
When it's coming off the carder and it can no longer stay as roving, but you've got to clean the carder, it might get a little ball. And anyway, it takes us maybe 3 to 4 months to collect any, and then
I think we haven't done mill blend in like a year.
This is true. We do have a lot of little puffies.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some of that, and it makes a nice light gray.
Yeah. So we took all those puffies, we put them in the picker together. And we're recarding it. It's sort of a waste not, want not situation.
Exactly.
And people always wonder, like, do we have scraps of wool? But the thing is, clean wool is what they want, and clean wool is so valuable. Yeah. We're not gonna give it to someone for insulation. We're gonna
we're gonna make it some very, very beautiful yarn because the fiber that comes to the mill is really terrific.
Right.
Anyway, look for Mill Blend at the Fiber Festival. It's back. Yeah, and then we'll swing into some making tracks, and it's really, we're going to crank for a while to get ready for Vermont Sheep and Wool and Rhinebeck.
Yeah, we've had everybody dyeing here, about two batches of yarn a day for the past few weeks, so we've got a ton of dyed, combed top, ready to spin. That is, sort of once we get in the queue, I think we're just going to do back-to-back making tracks and hopefully get our inventory up for the coming stuff. And we've also been, as we told you last time, working really hard to restock on solid colors too.
Yeah, with our Settlement Farm
line.
Yeah.
So between that and Mill Blend, we'll have some.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the ochre.
I know we've been out of stock on ochre, which is like this beautiful yellow gold.
It's really terrific.
Time. Yeah.
So it's good. It's good.
Well.
You're wearing it, of course. Sorry, I should have said something right off the bat. First of all, the shoulders did exactly
so much
what
better. All right, I'll stand up.
The shoulders did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yes, so I'm thrilled. I am thrilled with the sweater. It looks exactly like I wanted. The one thing is it might be a little long, and I'm debating if I like it that way or because I did knit like 3 inches past the point because I tried it on and I thought, it's gonna. Maybe if I expand it widthwise, but when I get a crease now about 3 inches from where, from sitting. Yeah. So I think either, I may rip out some inches, but I also I'm not going to touch it for a while.
Yeah, I wear it and see,
Yeah. That was hours of knitting. It's like, why?
Yeah, I'd wear it with different pants and all, and then make the call.
But I'm thrilled with the sleeve.
Hey, the sleeves worked out. You were worried about the sleeve leg.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like I'm being like I don't know,
like an accordion wrapping around.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it worked out exactly as I had hoped, and it's a big. So the pattern designer is like my favorite. Oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher it. I should have written it down. It's like I'll link it in the show notes, but it's my favorite knitwear or something like that, or my favorite things. And it's sweater number 8. And if you knit it and you think it just looks horrible before you block it, wait to judge it.
Yeah.
So blocking, it wasn't hard. I did exactly what you did. I just sort of laid it out wet.
Yep.
And I put a sweater I liked over it to sort of get the size I thought I'd like. And then I did use a couple pins just to keep it there. But with the weather we've had, it dried super fast too. And I was thrilled to put it on and be like, yes.
Yeah, we finally have gotten some dry weather.
Yeah. And I got hay.
I wondered about that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so the hay is we don't have a barn, so it's in someone else's barn.
But I've been
seeing on the listserv, the Vermont Sheep and Goat listserv, that people are getting hay. And
yeah.
Everyone's calming down a little bit.
And when we got home yesterday afternoon, every piece of equipment in our area was out in the fields working their tushes off.
Right.
Trying to get what they could done. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I will say, I love it. It still has the little bit of the fold.
Oh, yeah. I still think that, but this wasn't the photo of like this is what I should have expected. Yeah. I just think knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have knit this pattern still. I think it's a weird neck. And that actually brings me to.
I wonder what they could have done differently because it's not like short rows.
You could do, people did short rows though on the pattern.
Did they really?
on Ravelry, there's some projects where people said, oh, I followed so-and-so's advice and I added some short rows. And I think that would have done it. But I've been knitting sweaters now for some number of years. I can't keep track of how many I've knit at this point. And I feel like I'm still learning a lot of but I feel like it's starting to come together maybe through talking to you and doing the Millcast too, about what makes a sweater pattern that I like. And I think now I might have seen this and known off the bat, that might not be a great fit for me. But
maybe that's the price of getting these great dripping sleeves. The sleeves, or the shoulders, just that looks
and it
fabulous.
Continues all
that's
the way down.
Really
so,
slick.
Yeah, you put 2 stitches on hold, and then the rest of them you know.
Yeah.
So it's But I started a new project for Maeve. I finally bought myself a copy of this book.
Oh. The top down. Yeah.
But I got both actually. But I'm starting with this. So this is the Ann Budd sweater book, the top down sweaters. And Peggy's been swearing by this book for years. You've probably heard her mention it. But basically she gives you formulas to make your own sweaters. So I'm starting super basic and for something for Maeve. And I started this weekend.
Yeah, you're doing the yarn over on the raglan.
Yeah, I've never done that before, but I've seen it in pictures. And so
it's so cute.
Yeah, and it was honestly, it was hard for me to wrap my head around because when she has so it's a raglan style sweater. This is the top down. It's going to be like this. But I was so confused because I've never started a raglan knot in the round. And she has you start it back and forth for quite a while because of the increases on the back. So that's how she handles.
That's how she's handling what would have been the short rows.
Right. So instead of short rows, what she has you do is cast on, and you're doing right side and wrong side. But not only that, she has you put markers only in, only 1 per raglan.
Oh, okay.
And so I've always knit raglans where you have 1 stitch at least in the middle.
Right.
And then you do your increases on either side. So you're not doing increase next to increase, you're doing increase in 1 or more knits. So I was like, I got it for a baby size. There was not too many stitches to work with when you first started. So I was like, how many do I put in to get my 1 in the middle? So I think I worked it out correctly, and I kind of wish I had actually 2 in the middle, but
I think it looks great though.
Yeah, it's gonna have this little lace work. So I mentioned doing this sweater with a flower pattern on it in red, and that's still my plan. But I've decided it's more after doing some interneting about my options to add this sort of flower motif just down the middle, that I'm going to do what was it called? Duplicate stitching, basically an embroidery technique rather than
you're gonna when you finish it, you're going to embroider over the stitch.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've never done it.
That's going to be much easier than doing insarsha, and it's going to, or what is it, intarsha?
Something like that, one of those.
Or, because it was the pattern I looked at that I like the motif from, it's sort of a mix of intarsha and stranded within the section.
Oh, geez.
And it just seems very complicated, and I saw somebody on Ravelry did the project with basically duplicate stitching. So she did the same thing because it's supposed to be knit flat so that you can do this back and forth stuff. Yeah. She's like, I did Ann Budd's sweater book, and then I put the thing over it, and I was like, that is kind of genius. Okay. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
I can't wait for you to try that. So you do the whole sweater.
I'm gonna make the whole sweater, just
and
a
then
plain
you go back
stockinette sweater with these little raglan, you know, lacy increases.
And did she give you the instructions for that kind of increase with the lace?
Well, and yes, and she's light on instructions in the book in techniques. I had to do some Googling. I was really confused by the knitter. You do for the lace part, that part was easy to follow. What wasn't so easy was adding the increases. So when I'm doing back and forth, you have to add increases onto both of those ends. So at the beginning, you have to add more. That was pretty easy to like knit into the stitch, but then like put it on the needle. And then at the end, though, the technique is kind of completely different, and she didn't really so I think I did it correctly. Anyways, it looks a little funky. You can see this edge here, but I'm gonna pick up stitches there.
Oh, you are?
Do like a collar of some sort.
Oh, okay, all right.
We'll see. I'm kind of throwing a bunch of different experiments into one.
I love it. Yeah, you do have a lot of variables in there.
Yeah, but so far I'm just glad to have something on my needles because I also finished another project.
Oh my God.
This was like my week of finishing project. I still don't have buttons on it, but this is the thing I've been talking about making sort of my own pattern for for my friend's baby. So it's like a little, it plops over the baby's head,
right?
And then it's gonna have 2 buttons along the side, so that you don't have to deal with sleeves or arms or whatever. So just goes over the kid's head.
So it'll be a little loop that you're gonna add for the button?
Nope, there's holes already. I just need to.
Oh, there they are.
I just need to sew the buttons. So I took a petite knit vest sweater, and I basically elongated the stretch that you're increasing for the armholes. So because the armholes otherwise would have been like here, I had them keep going longer, so it joins down here. And then instead of joining it in the round, I just sort of knit the back part, knit the front part. But I'm very proud of myself because there's a few mistakes. I also again tried to do too much. I did like this broken rib rather than stockinette. That would have been a lot easier.
I like the broken rib.
Yeah, I think
I'm a fan of the
I may make one of these for Maeve just in stockinette, just to give it another try. And I might follow Ann Bud, but I kind of wish it had like a higher neck too, because it's supposed to be like a warming layer. You can put like under a jacket, and this is a little lower neck. But I think it's cute. I think they'll like it. So
that's great. Wow, you've been busy. I'm sitting here totally empty-handed. Wow. All I did was cast on because you reminded me that I had enough left over from my Torkel that I could do the mini one. Yeah. And all I've done literally is cast on. So I decided I didn't even bring it. So that's okay. You've made up for what I haven't.
Yes, I thought I'd just show you all of my knits because I'm very proud that I had nothing on my needles for a period of time. I at one point had like 4 projects and they're all done. My Torkel,
well, speaking of
this, I've still got to weave in ends on a couple little things, but
weave in ends. But we had asked you how many projects do you have on your needles, and we got quite the range.
Yeah, what were the responses?
There were some that were 2 or 3, and then someone's put like 11. And I was like, oh my God. But a lot of them had the same advice that you had, which is you have the hard one you're working on, but then I always have something easy. And a lot of people said socks, that was their sort of go-to.
Well, they're so small too, you can just throw them in a bag.
Yeah, and I wonder if the people who are doing socks do it as on the magic loops, that they're doing 2 at a time. I haven't done socks in so long because I do one and then I'm like, oh God, I got to do it all over again. Yeah. So I'm wondering if the people who said, oh, well, I have socks,
well, let us know,
are doing it with the magic loop. But it was really fun to hear the range. But 11, I wouldn't be able to keep track of.
No, I think I maxed myself out at like 4 projects this time, but I'm starting with 1 right now, and I'm gonna find another project other than this, because this can be my easy project. It's just gonna be
well, and relatively quick.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, relatively quick when you've got a toddler is sometimes
right.
This, for context, folks, I remember starting this before Maeve was born, and so here she's almost 1.5 years old, and this is the first adult sweater I have finished. So
hey, so do you want to show us a sweater that looks rather similar?
Yes. So my husband stole my style. I had been knitting this for 1.5 years, and he decided he also wanted a gray ribbed sweater. So I made yarn this year from our same sheep's wool, although she's grayed out. So this year that I got the yarn for this wool back from our mill, it was mixed with some of Peggy's white, and then last year I just processed her wool on her own, thinking it'd be a slightly darker gray, but it's pretty much the same exact color because she's aged. She's grayed out a little.
It happens.
And so he, for his company's holiday party, they do a silent auction, and one of the people at his company auctioned off, "I will knit you a sweater,"
which I think is crazy generous.
I was just going to leave it at crazy, but...
Wow, yeah, and he bid on it.
He bid on it. He paid like $200, way less than I think it was worth. And she was willing to like purchase the yarn and do everything
Were there people bidding against him?
Like, not that many. And that's why he's like, I gotta bid this up. Because for charity,
I didn't realize he was having it as a rib. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. So you'll see a picture of him trying it on, but this woman, Allie, who he works with, knit this sweater and just like knit it in a month, like
you're 1.5 years to her month.
I know.
She clearly doesn't have a toddler, right?
So anyway, and I think she's just one of those people that's like she just learned knitting during COVID, and she is.
Oh, you're kidding?
No, she is like a new-ish knitter, and she is churning out the beautiful sweater. She's got a lot of talent.
That's really impressive.
So she knit him this sweater, and he's thrilled with it. But we all match, so you're going to see another photo of the 3 of us, because I knit Maeve a sweater in the same fiber
Right,
last year,
right.
so we all have our gray sweaters now. But
Yeah, now you
coconut-
need the cool weather to come on, because those rib sweaters are warm.
They're really warm. Yeah, this may be my Rhinebeck sweater this year.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's even cold. Last year was so hot at Rhinebeck, so.
Yeah, and that sort of could go one way or the other.
Yeah, that's why we got the Torkel knit along going on, because
anybody can wear that at any temperature.
I know, I've been wearing mine. It's lovely. I actually blocked mine. It looks lovely. I brought it to the open house.
I've got to block mine. I had steamed mine when I showed it last, but I want to block it and stretch it a little bit.
Well, I guess that's a good segue to talk about the Torkel.
The Torkel.
Yeah.
We continue to just get such great pictures coming in.
Yeah.
Very, very fun.
People starting their second ones. It's definitely not too late to join. You still have like a month and a half to finish it.
And it's an easy knit.
Yeah, it's a page turner of a knit, as I like to say.
It's a good one. It is.
Yeah, because you're like, I just gotta do it.
Yeah,
It's one of those.
I'll
One more
do that
row,
little
one more
zit,
shape.
zit. Yeah, one more shape is right. Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a lot of good. And Jillian, who's been doing some marketing stuff for us at the mill, she came in to showcase her Torkel. So we'll let her take it from there. Hello.
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Jillian. I help Amanda and Peggy with their marketing and copywriting for the mill.
Yep.
And I'm also a knitter.
Yes.
I'm not an advanced knitter, but I knit.
Yes. And Jillian also used to have sheep of her own, Icelandics.
Yes.
Which we do not process Icelandics wool for reasons.
Yeah.
But they were very cute sheep.
They were beautiful.
And she also, from time to time, is like our farm sitter extraordinaire and takes care of our little Corriedale flock, which is amazing.
Yes, it works out well for me because I don't have to be a full-time farmer anymore, but I get to hang out with sheep pretty regularly.
Yeah. So, but we brought you here to talk about the Torkel.
Yes.
You participated in our knit along.
Yes.
Okay, show us what you got.
Okay, I used the Farm Fresh Luxe Suffolk and Silk for my contrast color and Pebbles for the main color.
It looks so good. You blocked it and everything.
I blocked it, which I never do. And I'm really, really happy with it.
These are your colors. This matches with exactly what you're wearing today.
Yeah, it's pretty on the nose. I tend to wear the same few colors every day.
I love it.
Yeah, and I don't tend to knit with variegated yarn, and I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. It kept me entertained. I heard you reference the pattern as a page turner.
Yes.
And I completely agree.
Yeah.
It was like, just one more shape. Like, I knit it so fast.
You did it, so you cut all your ends.
I cut all the ends.
Wove them in. It looks really good.
And I will say, the weaving in did not take as long or feel as tedious as I thought
that's great.
it was going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good news for all of those people who cut their ends and don't have long tails. Look at that. It's so beautiful. No tails.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I actually tried to go over to Jillian's house and have a little like knit night with her, and we were both sitting there like, wait, I can't talk to you because I'm doing a shape. Like, you really can't converse all that well when you're doing these short row patterns.
You save all your talking for the long the long rows.
It looks fabulous. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Oh, so I hear you're thinking about making another one.
Yeah, so I have a lot of leftover of the contrast color, and I thought my mom would really love one of these, so I picked up some more making tracks in, what color did I get?
Is it Daybreak?
Daybreak.
Okay.
Yeah, and I cast on that. I'm like maybe a quarter of the way through, and it's looking really good.
Are you going to do Variation A again?
Variation A again.
Yep.
We'll see if it'll be a good experiment to see if the contrast color, if one skein gets you 2
I think it will.
Torkels worth. Yeah.
I think you'll have enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, report back.
I will.
Luckily, we have more Suffolk and Silk if you do.
I know.
run
I
out.
was thinking like maybe I need to buy another skein just in case.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
this
thanks
is
for inviting
beautiful.
me.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Yeah, she did it with Pebbles and Suffolk and Silk, and it's very much her colors.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
likes the like muted light colors. I think it looks great.
That's good.
And she's working on a second one now for her mom, I think.
With the same?
No, I think she's got Daybreak. I forget what colors she's doing exactly, but she's doing another one. I think it's a gift for someone.
It's a great gift because it's unusual.
Yep.
And it doesn't take that much time, especially I think the half one.
Yeah, exactly. So she did the full one. I think she's doing another full, but yeah, she said it's also going well this time around.
Yeah, you know what I'm looking forward to, and we'll get pictures to is Vicky's coming in tomorrow, and she's doing the
Actually, that reminds me. I have a picture. I have a picture of Vicky's progress.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh,
and thank you for reminding me. So Vicky brought it in last week because we had shown on Monday.
Oh, okay, and you got a picture then? Oh, okay.
Tuesday is the day she comes in, so she brought her.
Oh, I didn't know you got a picture.
Shawl, and here you can see a picture of her progress. She flew in like the 2 weeks between when we recorded that and when she came in. So
she's prolific.
Yes, very prolific, very excellent knitter.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of fun things to talk up. You want to do the Millbox first?
Yeah. So we announced the Millbox a couple, 6 months ago or so. We did 6-month and 12-month subscriptions. What it is, it's a quarterly box of yarn that you get from us. It's a total surprise to you. Yeah. But each box has 3 full-size skeins in it of our choosing, and they're always something really special. So the first month we did was Peggy's Sheep's.
Yeah, it was Savage Art Farms, the 3 different colorways.
Yeah.
And that was fun that was very fun.
That was like
to
right
let
after
that go.
shearing.
Yeah.
We just got the yarn done in time for the first boxes. So.
And then you had a lot of fun with the second box. You knit you dyed 3 specific colors, named them after Cape Cod towns. Yep. Brewster, Wellfleet, and.
Oh gosh, what was the last one? Brewster, Chatham.
Yeah. And so they were really cool.
They all were meant to go together.
Yeah, they all
shared. They were a family of colors.
And that was the only way to get the color because you only dyed enough for the run, which was great. And our next one's going to ship on November 1st.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you what's in it. It's going to be equally very cool.
Yes.
And what do we have? 2 left?
So we've got a couple of 6-month subscriptions. I think there's about 11 slots open right now.
Oh, 11. Oh, okay.
Because the first wave of 6 months have ended.
Okay.
So we're opening those back up. We're letting you know first. So when you see this, if you want a Millbox subscriptions, we imagine that's going to go pretty quickly, but we'll link it in the show notes. Yeah. Those are available.
11 only.
11 only for the next 6 months or so. And then, You want to talk about the surprise bags?
I think this is very clever. All right, first of all, look at this design. Amanda's not short on talent. Isn't that fun? And I don't know why, but we really love the expression wool works.
Yeah.
Wool works. I just love the line. Anyway.
So we had these bags made in New Hampshire from our favorite tote company.
They're the same guys that do our bigger tote.
Yes, this one. They do this one. They do it out of some nice heavy canvas. Yeah. And they made this design special for us it's like a great project bag. It's got a zipper on top and a little handle. Yeah. But
we can't.
Yeah. So inside of these surprise bags.
Let me see the fingers. Don't try. Let me just. Oh wow. Yeah. Look at this one.
Yeah, very cool. And this one's also. Anyways, we're not going to show you, but what it is it's a way for us to sort of have a fun package for our oddball skeins. What you get 300 grams or more of yarn. That's about the equivalent of 3 full-size skeins, but a lot of them are small skeins. So it's like when we're winding off on our skein winder, there's sometimes a little bit extra per run.
that don't fit to make a complete skein, and we've curated the colors so that they really are talking to each other in the bag. They're in there very, very happy.
So it's small skeins. Sometimes we had some big skeins. We had a few skeins.
It's mostly making tracks.
Mostly making tracks, though there are some neutrals, some farm fresh in there as well. There's also skeins that have more than one knot in them. There's skeins that were sort of oddball colors, like they just didn't match the rest of their family. So it's stuff that would be hard to sell online if we didn't.
Right, but they're really gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's about $125 value. I think we're selling for $92, so it's a good savings.
And obviously the bag comes with.
Yeah.
So if you're up for a surprise, where you want to just say, treat me to a surprise, this is for you.
Yes, and we also have a Ravelry group set up. If anybody, there's no returns or exchanges officially through us, but we have a Ravelry group set up if you want to talk amongst yourselves. If you get colors that really aren't your jam, you can maybe trade them with somebody else. But we hope this is fun. A lot of other mills are doing this sort of thing, so we thought we would try it out
ourselves. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are also available, linked in the show notes.
Yeah. So a good week for us. We're kind of getting ready for Sunday.
What's Sunday?
Heading down to Boston to jump on a flight.
To Italy.
To Italy. It's getting real.
Yeah.
I got to secure parking for us.
Great.
My sister, who travels all the time, I said, what kind of plug do I need? Because I want to know that I can charge my phone.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, I hope Peggy has a plug.
Oh, yeah. I got the plug.
Yeah.
I have a new Kindle, so I'm not going to be schlepping a bunch of books. I have my Kindle, and I've already started a book that is going to take some time to plug through.
What book?
I shouldn't have brought it up because now I can't. The Cutting for Stone author has a brand new book out. I can't remember the name of the title. Set in India, multi-generational. As Kindle lets me know, I'm only 5% into it.
Oh, right.
So I'm psyched about that, and I've got my podcast, and I'm going to have a little knitting project. And I'm going to pack. I really like to pack small.
Well, we get free check bags because it's an international flight, and I almost never check a bag, but I'm considering it because that sounds kind of luxurious to not have to lug around a big carry-on. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I have not thought this far about it. I'm just like, all I'm focused on is a week, 5 days without my toddler, and an international flight where they're not there in our arms the entire time.
Yeah. So, is that a good feeling or like... My, how things change. Yeah.
Well, we just went on an international flight, so I'm just thinking, I can watch all the movies.
There you go.
My headphones that plug into the movie thing and just.
But it's going to be very exciting to actually stand there looking at this spinner that we ordered way back in December.
I'm so stoked to just see their factory too, and see what else they've got there.
Oh, I absolutely. You know what? I want to see what our Carter is about 15 years old from the same company. And I'm looking forward to talking to them about it. I got a couple of questions about when the Carter jams. I'd like a little bit of their opinion on that and some other things. We're going to talk shop is what we're going to do.
Yeah, we need to create a list of all of our questions.
Yeah, and I also am looking forward to some really good food.
Me too. I also this is very unlike me. This is what happens when you have a kid. Like, I used to be the person that 6 months in advance, like from a childhood age, I would plan our trips down to what are we going to eat? I'm going to show up now. We've got Yelp. We'll figure it out.
Well, we also have some recommendations.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, yes, so we'll have those with us as well.
It's going to be such a quick trip, but it's going to be hopefully really fun.
Yeah, and productive.
Yes.
And it will give us a even clearer idea of the impact that it's going to have on the
I know,
mill.
I have so many questions about that too. So
yeah, it's going to be good. But what it does mean is we're not going to have a Millcast.
Yep, we'll be on an airplane, on a train, in transit when we normally record. Yeah. So
on
next
a train
week,
in the rain, in a box with a fox.
Be sure we'll bring the camera with, and
absolutely.
There will be some footage from Italy when we get back, but we're going to go 2 weeks without an episode, and then we'll drop one.
But then we'll drop one, and that beat meant the mill is about to get going.
Yes.
the folks are arriving to start getting the machines cranked up.
So we will sign off.
We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.